السلام عليكم يا جماعة. اليوم يا جماعة عندنا شركة بايوين، التقينا بالرجل الطيب. Can I have your team name please?
Yes, it's Dave, yeah.
Yeah. This is Dave with us and he's gonna start explaining. راح يبدأ يشرح لنا أول شيء قلت له خلينا نبدأ بالكمبيوترات، بعدين نبدأ في تخصص بايوين نفسهم. Could we start with this computer now?
Yeah, of course. So this was one of the computers we have to show off who we are. So we're Biwin as a company, and the name stems from being winning twice. So everything's a win-win, Biwin. Nice. And this is one thing we wanted to do to show off our DW100. So this is our overclocked version. So it's our OC lab, and these are super fast RAM sticks. So normally you maybe have it, like 5,000, 6,000. This can go to 8,800.
Wow.
So and 4,000. So it depends which set we have, what we can do. So this one mainly for that. It's just a show build. Bring you in. You can see everything, and yeah, that's what.
So my question is, does it work on AMD platforms stably?
Yes, yeah. So we have dual. We actually have some that's dual expo as well. So we have two different speeds and two different expos. So you can, if you want to overclock and play on one expo, you can. If not, you want the other one. So that's in 6,400 and 8,800. So
interesting. And what's the latency on the memory sticks?
Oh, I'd have to check the spec sheet on these ones. On this one specifically, I'd have to check because we have a lot of different overclocked sticks.
I understand.
So yeah, I'd have to have a look at that one.
And is it true that the latency can't go extremely low when it's extremely highly clocked?
Yes, that's right. So you normally get something like 50 if you start clocking really high, because and it can go up from that as well. And the main reason is just the bandwidth from the controller to the IC. So.
And do you think in the near future we can lower the clock latency?
Yes, 100%. We're currently working on some quite secret things, which will.
Can we have a secret sneak peek?
Oh, unfortunately not. I'd lose my head.
Can we get the confirmation? Are we breaking CL26 or not?
I'm not able to say, but we should be an interesting next few years.
Interesting.
So
interesting.
But we have three different levels inside Biwin. We have our consumer brand, which is the black opal, like the gaming brand, which is the black opal. Then we have our consumer brand, which normally has the blue stickers on, which is like the Gen 4 stuff.
Do you by any chance do computer builds and sell them off as computer builds? Or it is just showcasing?
No, we're just showcasing.
So you're just showing off your skills?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Perfect.
This is what we can do. Okay. If we move on to this PC, so this is got our brand new product in, which is this one here, the SSD, and this is the X570H Pro. So this one's 4 terabytes, but as you can see, it's reading at 14,000 and writing at 13. So the mega transfers per second is really high.
To my knowledge, it doesn't really make a difference in real life use between Gen 4 and Gen 5. Is that true?
Yeah, in real life, you probably won't feel the difference. But when you're doing transfers of media, or if you're loading games and things like that, it can make a difference. But it's not something you'll notice straight away.
Okay, so I assume. It's not that I assume. At my shop, I can feel the difference between Gen 3 and Gen 4 speed.
Yes.
When are we going to feel the speed between Gen 4 and Gen 5?
I think on a lot of in the gaming side, it's a bit hard because you're limited by the loading of what the game's doing. But in terms of when you're doing transfer of data, you should be able to notice the difference then.
True.
So it really depends. I think the kick is the speed that it can do, and it actually does do these speeds.
Yes.
It's just hard for us to recognize that in a gaming circumstance.
And where do you think the bottleneck is? Where is the problem that...
Oh, I wouldn't know on that one. Personally, I just wouldn't like to speculate on that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, on to the next.
Yeah. So this one's something I believe it's the first in the world where we're actually running on the memory. We're running 256 gig at 6,400 at CL32 on this one. Yeah, no, C32. Yeah. So this is quite a bad boy. So this is using our overclocked team, which is an OC lab, and these are been specially to do things like this, and it's all done manually. Everything gets made and then it goes to our overclocking lab, They overclock everything, make special sticks. We put them online for 100 PCs or 100 kits, and they instantly go. So these things are really cool.
Yeah.
And it's.
And how much of a difference does it make in gaming or in? Or is it just numbers and showing off?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. So it does make a difference. Obviously, when you've got faster RAM, a lot of things change. Like, and with RAM, it's quick storage. It's like constantly reading and writing.
Yeah.
So certain things like loading up, like Photoshop or anything that's RAM extensive is very important, and this is what it's for. In gaming, maybe some games you'll see, like I think League of Legends, I believe is quite RAM intensive. So then you notice a difference, and certainly like loading speeds, things like that. But for everyday use, if you're working in an office, you don't need something like this.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you have? Then we go on to the SSDs.
So this one is, again, it's very similar to the one there, but this one, as you can see, is running 192 gig, 6,400.
Wow.
And it's CN28. Yeah. So we're close to your 26 that you wanted on this one.
Yeah.
So again, it's
interesting.
Showing everything running.
Yeah.
And it's
you should run a benchmark, by the way, to show that you are truly.
Yeah. So the problem in this heat and here, even the CPU at the moment's at 48 degrees and it's doing nothing.
Okay.
I
understand.
In a normal setting, you'd be fine, but once you start cranking the power through these the VRMs normally heat up as well, and it just doesn't work in this heat. The air conditioning just.
Are you an overclocker yourself?
I used to be a little bit, not so much anymore. I used to be more for CPUs though, rather than, I used to always struggle with memory.
By any chance, do you build the computers yourself?
I used to do that also, but not these ones. These ones were made by our Chinese office. But I used to do a lot of the PC modding. So I enjoy the builds, and I think that's important from a company's perspective. If you have people that don't understand what PCs do, you don't understand what people want, you don't have a product that's good.
Exactly.
Whereas if you've got people that have been brought up the whole way through PCs, I've been doing this for 15, 20 years, it means that we have a passion for the product because we understand what's happening.
Interesting.
And it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's always better for me to talk to you guys about it because we have the same hobbies.
Exactly. So what's next?
So on this side, this is 3 PCs in one build.
Okay.
So on here, we have, these are running at 10,000. And it's all day, every day. They're fantastic. And again, it goes back to the OC labs are always the ones with like the clocks on the side. So they're the ones that are quite special. And it's the same with the DW100 Dual Expo. The ones that ran it to 8,000 at CL34 and 6,400 CL28. So we can. The Dual Expo is really fun for the overclocking guys.
Does
no, it doesn't. No,
doesn't rotate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the PC, and on the other side we've actually got a clock that ticks around, which is quite cool, quite interesting. So you've got some nice movement.
Nice. By the way, I really love the choice of your graphic cards.
Oh yeah.
Because it's about practicality. It's not about the graphic cards.
Yeah, exactly. There's no need to go crazy and have 5090s and everything just to try and flex. We flex with the product.
Exactly. You flex with the tubing as well.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
And then really,
SSDs and
so this is less fun for the consumer, like the gaming side. So this is more.
Yeah, this is more fun for me. I'm the technical guy.
Yes.
I like to geek at these things.
So what we've got new here is a little Gen 1 portable SSD. So really small, really light. Goes to 2 terabytes, and it's just Type C, straight to things like for you traveling.
Yeah, exactly. Traveling.
It's great.
Yeah.
We have more portable USBs, really tiny USB Type C's that we put in a traveling case.
Does it sustain read and write speeds?
Yes, yeah. So we have to. As a brand, we have to be careful on what we say because we don't want to misrepresent everything. But obviously we don't say anything that we can't prove. So if we say the right speed to this, you should be getting close
and
to
it's sustained right speed, because
Yes,
I've faced multiple problems buying a USB where it reads and writes for the first 5 to 10 seconds.
Yes.
And then it throttles.
Yeah, that's again down to like bandwidth between your laptop and the USB as well sometimes. Quite weirdly, phones are usually better at transfer speeds than some laptops. But yeah, it depends on what you're using it for as well.
I understand.
We also have SD cards. We do these in multiple different sizes.
I still remember my first USB stick, which was 128 gigabytes.
Oh, see, I'm not even going to tell you how old mine was. I remember mine. I think it was 400. Oh no. Oh, I can't remember, but I know it was crazy. It cost me a lot of money and it did very little. I might as well have just used a floppy disk. It was crazy.
By the way, I still have my 128 gigabyte USB stick and it still works for some reason.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I think mine was 42 megabytes or something. Like, it was just the first one I ever saw. It came with a motherboard and it just had basically a document on. That was it.
Interesting.
And it was great.
Yeah.
We also do more things for like the office computer, you know. So your standard SATA, standard M.2, which is still fun.
How do you read it? Is it SATA or SATA?
I say SATA.
Okay.
I guess
because there are two types of people. People who say SATA and people who are wrong.
Wrong, yeah, exactly. That's it. I say SATA. It's a UK thing. It's the same as Asus and Asus.
Which one's correct?
Well, Asus say it's Asus. I say it's Asus. And then on this side,
be wrong all they want.
Yes, exactly. I like being wrong. It's fine. This side again. This is really interesting for people like yourself. So these are portable SSDs, but they have a drop of 3 meters if you drop it on the floor.
Okay.
Up to 3 meters. It's IP67 rated, so it's got dust and water resistance, and it's really good for traveling.
Up to 8 terabytes.
Yes, 8 terabytes on this.
Wow.
And 2,000 megabytes a second or mega transfers a second.
Okay.
And if you've got a phone, we've got a magnetic portable drive.
It comes with a small
USB
wire, I assume, yeah.
And this goes to 1 terabyte. And if you haven't got like a mag connection on your phone, it comes with somebody's stolen the stickers on this one, has one.
Yeah.
So it comes with a sticker, so you can put this on your phone.
Yeah.
And then it works. So if you've got like Android, it doesn't have the magnet.
Yeah. If you're poor enough, you can buy that.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we have this, and then we also do CF Express. So the little ones, these ones are for like this professional Sony cameras. These are crazy. Like when the camera costs a year's salary, this is when you need CF Express.
Yeah.
And we also have the CF Express CB500 and 450, and these are the Type B card, and these are for your cameras like Blackmagic, Red, your 8K. Cameras, and these have to sustain read and write for that, because obviously if you're recording, it has to it's constant speed, and so it has to do it. And then finally, we just have some little readers for the CF Express A and B, because there's no point having SD cards if you can't read them.
Of course.
But yeah, that's a very brief rundown of what we've got.
And this is for PlayStation?
Yeah, so the Gen 4 SSD is fantastic for using PlayStation.
Exactly. Does the PlayStation support Gen 5?
No, not on the PS5, no.
Okay.
No.
I understand.
So it's a Gen 4 there's no need to use a Gen 5 on a PlayStation as well. At the end of the day, for PlayStation, it's fast enough that you won't max it out, and you're going primarily for capacity rather than speed as well. When you put an SSD in a PlayStation, regardless of what you're putting in, it's going to work.
Interesting.
But with ours, you get the performance, you get the low failure rate, because we also license to other brands. So we have to make sure that the failure rate is very low, else these big brands wouldn't work with us. So you've also always got a very high quality product.
Yeah. So what's the next step? Are you by any chance looking at CAM modules? And what's the deal with CAM modules?
Yeah, so we're looking at, as always, we're looking at everything. This will be more for an R&D question than for myself. I don't like to speculate on what's coming up just in case it doesn't. But yeah, it's definitely a question for the R&D team, that one.
Okay, I understand. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
very
your time
much.
as well.
Cheers.